A very warm welcome to IDFC First Bank presents Leaders of Tomorrow Season 11. I'm Ritwika Gupta. Tonight, we are bringing you part 2 of our highlights from our recently concluded Ahmedabad Springboard. Now, Ahmedabad's strategic location, business-friendly policies and the establishment of GIFT City in Gandhinagar have positioned it to be a key global hub for finance and investment. In tonight's episode, I discuss Ahmedabad's exponential growth potential with a panel of esteemed industry experts. Jayen Mehta, Managing Director, Gujarat Co-operative Milk Marketing Federation, Amul, Rajan Vasa, Managing Partner, KPMG India, and Shailesh Patwari, past President of NIA and GCCI, speak to me about exactly how and why Ahmedabad is India's growth powerhouse.
Ahmedabad, with its impeccable infrastructure and flourishing entrepreneurial ecosystem, has become a hotbed of economic growth as the city unlocks possibilities and shapes a future where innovation, entrepreneurship and an indomitable spirit are the growth drivers of success. It's time to unravel the secret behind Ahmedabad's mercurial rise as the catalyst for global investments.
I want to kick this off by, really asking each one of you your perspective on Ahmedabad's business landscape, the really vibrant business landscape. But I want to start this off, on a very fun note. So imagine you are in an elevator with a potential investor who wants to consider Ahmedabad over any other city in India. What would you say in terms of Ahmedabad's USP, in terms of Ahmedabad's growth prospects? So let's start with you, Mr. Mehta. What is your elevator pitch?
Gujarat has been a land of visionaries, and two of the best ones currently are busy in Delhi running the country. But you will find Gujus across the world, but this is one city in which at least 1 crore people call it their home. And they live their life to the fullest, they follow their culture so well, they love their garba, they love their food, and of course, they are the ones who run the country with the dynamism and the entrepreneur spirit.
Mr. Rajan?
So I would say Ahmedabad is a good mix of a mega city, infrastructure, availability of anything that you want, and at the same time comfort of a small city. I think this combination is a very unique one to Ahmedabad. Ahmedabad is one of the 7th largest cities, mega cities of India, and yet today you can almost reach anywhere in Ahmedabad within 40 minutes, which is unheard of in most of the other mega cities. Social infrastructure is very good. In last 10 years, we have got many hospitals, new schools, wonderful wider roads, bridges, so many things. So infrastructure has improved. Social infrastructure is at its best. And I think the combination it provides is what should be attractive to the would-be investors and hopefully would-be people from out of town to settle here.
All right. Shaileshji, your elevator pitch.
Ahmedabad is the first city which is being declared as a heritage city. So this is the one flagship that we have, heritage city, lot of monuments are here. Now Ahmedabad is nearing GIFT City. And as we all know that GIFT City is coming out in a big way. All the multinationals are coming, having their office. All the multinational banks are being opened. Our SGX Nifty is now GIFT Nifty. So Ahmedabad, as we can say that 80% of share and stocks business is with Mumbai and Ahmedabad city. So this is how Ahmedabad is progressing. We have international connectivity, that is very important. We have very good labor, we have very good educational institute, hotels, clubs, so that whoever make here FI investment, they will have this type of facility of education, hospitals, everything available in Ahmedabad now. And you can say that now the consulate, US consulate is also going to open in Ahmedabad. So these are the salient features where we can say that Ahmedabad is a city which is growing and it will be a gateway, not for India, but also for the world also. Thank you.
Well, that's fantastic. We'll touch on the GIFT City bit as well in a bit. But Jayen Mehta, I will actually like to come to you. So Amul, of course, it's headquartered in Anand. But what I actually want to understand is the fascinating synergy it has, between Ahmedabad and Amul's brand growth story, in terms of, the networks or the distribution channels. How do you think that has impacted Amul's story? And if you could also talk to us about, certain new initiatives that you're taking and how Ahmedabad's ecosystem, the entrepreneurial ecosystem, has fostered its growth.
Ahmedabad is, of course, the largest market in Gujarat, and that's what brings dynamism to the market of milk which the entire Gujarat produces. So Gujarat, we are based in almost every single village of Gujarat, which is 18,600 villages, and close to 36 lakh farmers are associated with it, giving in close to 300 lakh liters of milk every day. And that milk has to find a market. So we have 18 district unions, 98 dairy plants. The largest dairy plant and the most modern one in entire India is located in Ahmedabad, right near the airport. And the products that we manufacture, starting with fresh milk to the variety of varied products which are exported to over 50 countries in the world, come out of this particular city and this particular state. And kind of dynamism in this market, the adaptability of the market to accept the latest and the best quality products and the most modern products actually drives the brand Amul. And that has made Amul India's largest FMCG brand with a turnover of $9 billion, which is about 72,000 crores. And it is giving us a further motivation and momentum to build on it and grow to larger volumes. So this is where Ahmedabad provides the market access to millions of milk producers across the state of Gujarat. And it is a springboard to us for sending our products not only nationally, but also internationally.
Rajan, coming to you, actually, Mr. Shailesh just mentioned about the gift city. I want to understand your perspective on, the interest, the global interest, in terms of the FDIs, that has been, attracting Ahmedabad as a hotspot. So what I want to understand is because, the Lulu Mall is set to open in Ahmedabad, and that's touted to be the biggest mall. And of course, with Gift City, it is turning heads. What is your perspective in terms of how this is going to impact Ahmedabad's overall outlook?
So it's an interesting question. Gift City is about 40 minutes away from here, as you know. And over last few years, it has developed into a much, much more vibrant place. And I think in the coming few years, it will be even further vibrant. Today, already 470 odd units are already registered and present in Gift, with many more coming. And the purpose of Gift has been to promote financial services industry. So Gift is the only IFSC license holder in India. As we mentioned, it has the Gift Nifty now started. Bullion started there last year, as some of you may be aware. So I think for the ecosystem of financial services, Gift is going to be an internationally known hub. It's already making waves, and I think in the coming few years, it will be further making waves. Now, when Gift gets more and more companies, many of those companies will end up having some other support infrastructure, people working in those companies, living in Ahmedabad. So I think as a concept, Gandhinagar and Ahmedabad are going towards the twin city concept that will include Gift, I believe. So within the 45 minutes radius of Ahmedabad, Gift is taking a good shape. Recently, government allowed the foreign universities to establish themselves in Gift, which will be a huge boost to both Gift and I believe to the Ahmedabad ecosystem. Because foreign universities so far have not been coming to India for not having autonomy, not having certain freedom, which Gift City is going to provide. So I think in the next 5 to 10 years, Gift's tremendous growth will also end up having Ahmedabad supported with its growth.
Right. Shailesh, I want to come to you now. As the past president of GCCI, you have also closely worked, with the MSME ecosystem in Ahmedabad. What are the opportunities do you see for that sector? What can you tell us about that?
Yes, MSME has a very big future in Ahmedabad and surrounding area because we have GIDC estates. They are working, and Sanand is now, lot of FII is coming up and huge investment is coming. So the ancillary industries, see, automobile, now we are the hub. Main automobiles are being manufactured in and around Ahmedabad, Sanand and all this area. Maruti is there, Tata Motors, Hyundai, all these things are here. Then Coca-Cola, Colgate, all these now, another company is coming, Micron, that is also coming up with big investment. So MSME becoming a very big opportunity to become an ancillary industry to these all large-scale industries. Secondly, we have very good system of IHUB, where the innovators and new startups being scaled up. IHUB is giving 1 crore rupees to the new startup. These are the areas where the industry, MSME can get benefit. And I think MSME is backbone. Even developing countries, 65% to 70% GDP is contributed by MSME. So MSME is a must, and we need employment, and employment only MSME can give. So I think MSME is a big future for Ahmedabad and surrounding areas.
Right, absolutely.
It's time for a quick break here. We'll be back shortly. Stay tuned. Welcome back to IDFC First Bank presents Leaders of Tomorrow Season 11. You're watching highlights from our Ahmedabad Springboard Part 2. Here's continuing the discussion tonight with industry experts on Ahmedabad's immense growth potential. Listen in.
Jayen, I also want to ask you, how do you think Ahmedabad is propelling the Gujarat growth story? And what role do you think innovation and technology is playing? If you can also take cues from, the dairy industry as well, the kind of innovations that you have been undertaking.
A big metro city definitely provides a very strong springboard to the all the people associated with it, the core company, the producers, and the entire ecosystem. Having said that, the best part of Gujarat is that the development is not only urban-centric or only one or two cities. So there is actually a very balanced development in this entire state. Ahmedabad, of course, is a shining example. There are a few other metros also growing very well. And there is enough emphasis on creating infrastructure and opportunities in the rural areas. And the attitude of the youth also is very, very focused onto business, onto entrepreneurship, and onto growing the economy. And there they are at the forefront of technology, trying to adopt and accept the best in the world. And as I mentioned, if Asia's most modern dairy plant is situated in Ahmedabad, it shows that the futuristic vision of this entire state is actually giving results in a very big way. And let me also point out that all this has not happened overnight. You can see the vision of the government. Over the last 20 years, there is something which no other state did, which now everybody is doing. It's called the Vibrant Gujarat kind of an initiative, in which the then Chief Minister took initiative, moved around the world, showcased Gujarat, Ahmedabad, every single part of the state, attracted investment, and created an environment which would nurture the kind of best investment which come and ensure that they would also grow. And this is what makes Ahmedabad unique. This is what makes Gujarat unique. And maybe if we are a city with an Olympic vision, you can imagine how much forward-looking this state is.
And absolutely, talking about infrastructure, I can't help but bring up the Ahmedabad-Mumbai bullet train, the project that's underway, and also the government's plans to, also, have these high-speed, rail corridors, all over the state. So, Rajan, I want to bring you in here as well. What is your take on that? How is that going to impact the city?
I think the infrastructure improvement overall, because of DMIC, because of bullet train, because of many other investments, are going to continue to help the industry. Many estates have developed in and around Ahmedabad, where infrastructure has been one of the reasons why they established themselves there. Japanese have invested so much outside Ahmedabad in 3 different industrial estates, and I believe they've requested 4th one. Now, it's only possible because they believe the infrastructure is at its best. Living conditions, social infrastructure is at its best. And I think the industrial infrastructure, which keeps improving, is going to continue to bring more and more industries. I believe there are several other countries where investors are looking, companies are looking at Gujarat more than any other state in India very, very closely. And I think in the coming 5 to 10 years, you will see all of that fructify. So we are very positive about Gujarat's growth story, but specifically Ahmedabad's growth story in the coming few years.
I'm going to open the floor up for a quick audience Q&A for our panelists. We'll have a mic going around. Does anyone have any questions for our panelists? Okay, there's one here. Can we get a mic here, please?
I'm CA Kaushal Thakkar. I'm a chartered accountant. We forget to mention about the cost that has been increasing, especially if we talk the cost in the education sector or in FMCG industry. The cost that has been increasing, that is actually drilling out the personal disposable income of the middle class, which is mostly salaried and self-employed. So the income does not increase at the level at which the cost is increasing. So how do we address that?
There is a big opportunity of incomes rising at a rate which is dramatically and disproportionately higher than many other cities of the country. So if you look at relatively, the opportunities in Ahmedabad, in Gujarat are much, much higher. And I particularly represent the dairy industry. So that's why I'm saying that if you pay 100 rupees and spend 100 rupees on any Amul dairy product, 85 rupees goes back to the rural producer. So this is the best ratio anywhere in the world. In any developed country, the producer only gets 1/3 share of a consumer's rupee. So, but yes, a big city like or any other economy should keep costs under control so that anybody and everybody should feel that they are not feeling the pinch, which is slightly more than what it's reasonable.
I hope that answers your question.
What about the quality of the infrastructure development? That is the point over here.
When you look at the road infrastructure, tremendous improvement, tremendous improvement. Now, at the same time, Ahmedabad itself got some 16 or 17 new bridges in last 2 years. So it's possible that sometimes, due to whatever reasons, some infrastructure project may not succeed at the first, but overall the quality of the infrastructure that is happening is continuing to improve. You look at when earthquake happened, how our buildings were, and today I can guarantee you that the standards of the buildings have much changed and improved.
Do you see any big four kind of, consulting companies coming out of Ahmedabad? I have a dream to make my company, one of the most reputed companies, so looking for models.
There are 3 areas in consulting typically in any of the international consulting companies. One is the statutory audit, one is tax, and the other is advisory, which includes all kinds of advisory to the businesses. Believe me, when it comes to tax, the firms in Gujarat, Ahmedabad and Gujarat, are giving same level of service and competition to the international firms, so there is nothing lacking. Statutory audit is one area where international standards are so strict that if you are willing to apply those same standards and do the audit, then you are able to create your audit report also acceptable to, let's say, global audiences. So it is possible that you start a consulting company in Ahmedabad and grow it and give some level of competition to the international consulting companies.
And by way of closing comments, I would like to come to each one of you again. Maybe perhaps we could start with Shailesh ji. Tell me, what is your vision? What is the road ahead for Ahmedabad's ecosystem, business ecosystem? What needs to be done to make it India's growth powerhouse?
First of all, the MSME is not getting the proper attention, and I think that is very much important. The MSME definition, which was made 50 crores capex and 250 crores turnover, is too big. 0.4% MSMEs are only falling in this. So large-scale industries are getting the benefit of this, and the finance is going to these people only. So this is very much important, which we have taken up from chamber also, time and again with the MSME minister. A lot of MSME cases are pending with the MSME commissionerate, which is not being resolved. Thirdly, the payments, which in 30 days the MSME should get, no large scale is paying this. And for that, we have recommended that there should be a chartered accountant should certify that by RTGS the payment has been made. Because check they keep ready and keep it in the drawer, they don't issue. And this is happening, these complaints we are receiving. Main issue is the MSME is getting all the benefits, but the timely benefits they are not getting. The MSME needs the attention of the government, and as a chamber, we have taken up these issues. And MSME, if timely these facilities are not given, they will never survive against the large-scale industry.
Thank you so much. Jayen ji, for you as well, your final remarks?
Ahmedabad and Gujarat have perhaps the best opportunity to rise and shine in the today's environment. And the credit goes to all the Gujaratis and the people staying here who have actually had the capability to convert every adversity into an opportunity to benchmark with the best in the world, and also find out ways and means to take care of all the crises in the economy and survive and grow. So I'm sure we are in a right place right now, and everybody is seizing this opportunity. I mean, nobody is wasting a single moment. Everybody is exploring new avenues in every single thing. The good part is the basic things have been taken in, been dealt with in a very, very strong and a futuristic manner. The problem of water which Gujarat had has been sorted out, so nobody is now even talking about it. So same is the case of power, same is the case of social security, the society and the standards in the society, the living standards, and all the things are particularly actually much better. Investors, I mean, we tend to living in a place, we tend to be critical about a lot of things. But when you look at a perspective, and that's what investors typically do. And I can quote my personal experience that I've been to more than 50 countries. I've been to every single state of the country. You find that there are problems everywhere. But then this is Gujarat, where you have seen that we have tried to take and learn from the best in the world. I was in Colombia a few months back, and you could see the BRTS, which is working so well in Ahmedabad, has been modeled from that Bogota city BRTS, and BRTS not working anywhere else in the country and is doing so great in Ahmedabad. So this is where we have built the infrastructure, created new trends, and tried to make the society compatible to fighting with the best in the world. So this is what Gujarat is today. Maybe if we have this discussion 10, 15 years down the line, you could say that what we've been talking actually has been realized in a much better way than even what we can imagine.
10, 15 years down the line, I'm going to hold that to you. Okay, over to you, Rajan. Tell us, what do you think is going to make Ahmedabad, a global city and India's growth powerhouse? Your final thoughts.
I'll continue from what Jayen said, that I think the spirit, entrepreneurial spirit of people in Ahmedabad, second to none. We have growing, better, improving infrastructure. We must continue that. Our social infrastructure has been improving 10 years back. If you see the number of hospitals, number of schools, today much different scenario is there. I know that there are several other good universities coming in and around Ahmedabad. So education infrastructure will continue to improve. I think, over the years, when we see all these improvements culminate into, a ecosystem, then for investors, for people living in the city, for people working in the city, everywhere, students, everywhere, you will see much more confident future. I am hoping that, with this stride, over the next 10 years, Ahmedabad can be counted as one of the top 3 cities in India. I don't see anything lacking for us to achieve that kind of a distinction, and I feel that we are walking towards that.
Well, cheers to that, and I think those were some very interesting observations. Thank you so much once again, for being with us today.
With that, it's a wrap on this episode of IDFC First Bank Presents Leaders of Tomorrow Season 11. We hope you enjoyed our panel discussion. Thanks for watching. Good night.